Hi, everyone. Welcome to another webinar in this 2018 Body System series called Well Body, Well Energy, Well Spirit. My name is Allie Phillips, and I am going to be talking to you tonight about our Superpower Immune System. So the information that I'm going to talk about tonight is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And I always recommend that we become very vocal and advocating for our own medical well-being. And I encourage you to research the information that I am sharing tonight. So as I mentioned, this is part of a body system series that has been going on all of 2018. I cannot believe that we are in the 11th month. We are almost done with this series. So this month is all about the immune system, and next month, the first Thursday of December, is going to be the final webinar on the respiratory system. And you can always go back and check out all of the prior webinars on my YouTube page. Just type in my business name, Manifested Harmony, and you will find it. It has its own playlist. And so, who am I? Who am I to be talking about this? So I'm actually a former prosecuting attorney. I am a legal educator and speaker and author, and I actually specialize in animal protection and family violence. I'm a CEO of a nonprofit that I created, but I also have my healing business, Manifested Harmony, and have had that since early 2011. And so I have spent the last 7+ years really researching wellness and health and how to maintain balance in our system. So I am a balance seeker because I am multi-careered and always looking for balance. And when you don't have balance, it can throw off your immune system. And I can personally attest to that. So it's coming. And no matter where you live, it's coming. Winter is going to be here sooner than we know, and that means the onslaught of people who have colds and the flu and have sinus problems and bronchitis. They've got aches and pains and chills and fever. Even today, I was sitting with a friend at a medical office, and there was a guy in the lobby who clearly was suffering from sinus problems because he was making that noise when there's got to be a name for it, but that noise when you have a bunch of sinus phlegm, and it was driving me bananas because he was making that sound like every 10 seconds. There must be a name for it. If somebody knows, you have to message me about it. But it's coming. And even for people who live in warmer climates that don't get the cold, you live in warmer climates and you just don't get the cold, you don't get the snow and the sleet and all of that. Those of us who do live in those cold, wintry regions are going to be flying to your part of the country to escape. So it doesn't matter where you live, winter is coming, and everything that goes along with winter and compromised immune systems is coming along with it. So let's talk about our very powerful immune system. Our immune system actually protects our body from a host of things, such as diseases and viruses and bacteria and parasites. Our immune system helps keep the body well, and it helps the body to heal. What is interesting, and this is where I love doing all this research, even though I didn't test for the green personality, that's very low if you know anything about that. I'm not much of a researcher, but yet I do love to research. And so when I was researching this particular topic, I had no idea that the thymus was such an important part of the immune system. I knew it's part of the endocrine system, and it's where our energy center is. Your thymus is basically halfway between your heart and your throat. And I read a lot about it, that it's active only in young people, but I really feel that it still is active in adults because it is known as the energy center. You can just simply tap on it or thump on it, and it gives you natural energy. But it is also thought of as the immune training ground for children, where immune cells learn to differentiate pathogens from, healthy cells in the body. Because what you want is for your body to not attack itself. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute, how that seems to be happening all over the world. And so this is a really important body system to keep us healthy, because when we're healthy and we have a strong immune system, we have better energy. And so this is a very timely topic, being in November, because we're getting ready to go into the busy holiday season. But all year long, our immune system can really make the difference in whether we have quality of life. Because if you have a compromised immune system and you're constantly sick or constantly having to struggle with immune response, you actually don't get to enjoy life as much as you want to. Maybe you don't get to go outside when it's nice outside, or you can't even go outside when it's snowing to make a snowman. So it really can compromise your life and how you live it. And this body system works with other body systems. I mean, a lot of the body systems work together. So when one starts to go off track, it's like a domino effect. And this one is no different. It works with the lymphatic system. The lymph system is the major pathway for circulation of immune cells and immune signals. So again, lymphatic really works with our immune system. The lymphatic system contains thousands of lymph nodes where immune cells sample and respond to invading pathogens. And our tonsils, our appendix, and our gut-associated lymph tissues are similar to lymph nodes and are actually more specialized organs that the body uses to develop and moderate immune response. Isn't that interesting? Our immune system also befriends our circulatory system because the immune cells travel through the body using the circulatory system. So if your circulatory system is not healthy, your immune cells are going to have trouble traveling through the body. The immune system also works well with the musculoskeletal system because moving muscles moves the lymph system, which is why exercise is actually recommended for healthy immune function. Did you know that? I think that's kind of cool. The digestive system is connected to the immune system. Up to 80% of our immune system is actually located in our digestive tract. So you'll want to go back to the digestive system webinar that I did. I think I did that in February because I talk in that webinar about how to balance your gut bacteria, because when it's not in balance, it will throw off other systems, including our brain, our nervous system, and our emotional system. And it'll throw off your immune system. Our respiratory system is connected to the immune system because lungs have immune tissues and help to move out pathogens. It's connected to our nervous and our endocrine system, both of which help to balance the body into homeostasis, which is a healthy body. And when we look at all of these body systems and how they relate to the immune system, when our cells are starved for oxygen, disease can actually set in. And so I'm going to talk to you about how we can actually oxygenate our cells. So I often hear from people, because I am going to talk about essential oils, I hear from people that, oh, I'm allergic to fragrance, or I'm allergic to scent, or I'm allergic to essential oils. I can't topically apply them. I can't smell them. So if you've never had a chance of reading any of Dr. David Sturroot's books, I would highly recommend that you do. He is really brilliant when it comes to understanding the biological and biochemical reactions that we have to essential oils. And in one of his books, he had this great quote: there are a couple of ways one can be sensitive to essential oils, but an allergic reaction is not one of them. Allergies are erroneous immune responses to proteins, peptides, and amino acids, all nitrogen compounds, none of which are found in essential oils. So I want to share this if you've had any concerns about having an allergic immune response to an essential oil. Now, will you have another type of immune response to an essential oil? Absolutely. You could go into, what's called a healing response, where some people get a little worse before they get better. But having an allergic immune response is not something that can necessarily happen with an essential oil. So I wanted to get that out of the way right at the beginning. So one area that seems to be growing is autoimmune. There are about 50 million Americans, that's 20% of our population, that have been diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. There are over 100 autoimmune disorders, and it grows every year. Last year when I looked, there were only 70. Now there's 100. So this is kind of getting out of control. There's actually a great website called the American Autoimmune Related Diseases Association, if you want to look it up. But what is so problematic about autoimmune is that one of the functions of the immune system is to protect the body by responding to invading microorganisms like viruses or bacteria. And the body does this by producing antibodies or sensitized lymphocytes, which are types of white blood cells. Under normal conditions, an immune response cannot be triggered against the cells of one's own body. In some cases, however, immune cells make a mistake and they attack the very cells that they are meant to protect. This is what autoimmune is. This encompasses such a broad category of related diseases where the person's own immune system attacks the body. It is really problematic. And there are so many different diseases. Some are incredibly minor, others are fatal. It's something that I know very well because when I was 16, I was diagnosed with vitiligo. Vitiligo is white patches on the skin and in the hair. And if you've ever seen any videos I've done, you've probably seen the white patches on my hands. It's really not a problem. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't do anything. I don't take any medicine for it. I've never taken anything for it. It just is what it is. But it can create a domino effect of other autoimmune disorders. And I started down that path that I am now working on holding at bay. But it started to create thyroid issues where my thyroid was attacking itself. And luckily, because of lifestyle changes and a host of other things that I've done, including essential oils, I feel that I have it under control. But when doctors are addressing autoimmune, they are really walking in the dark because this is still so very unknown, and doctors really don't know what to focus on. But there are a fair number of doctors that are focusing on gut health because gut health is where 80% of our immune system is held. And so they're prescribing things like anti-inflammatory diets. You can Google these, but that's like a diet full of omega-3s and berries and turmeric. They're trying to address hidden infections like candida, yeast infections, even Epstein-Barr disease, which they're finding that a large portion of the population is actually positive for Epstein-Barr, which is a hidden infection that can then trigger an autoimmune response. Doctors are testing for food allergies and celiac disease, detoxing heavy metals out of the body, getting people off of gluten, wheat, white sugar, synthetic food, because we're finding that so much of the immune system is located in the gut that we really need to be careful about what we eat and what we have in our body. So when you can go on, and I'm going to talk about lifestyle recommendations next, but when you can really go on a clean diet and detox your body and detox your home, your body may be able to get into the position where it can self-correct and go into homeostasis. So let's talk about some lifestyle recommendations to really keep the immune system super strong and super healthy, especially as we go into the winter season, or if you do have some sort of autoimmune disorder. You're going to find a lot of the same recommendations are used in every body system that I talk about, which should tell us how we should be living our life. Water, absolutely important, but filtered water is critical because arsenic is being found in tap water, as is lead, and those are immunosuppressants on the body. They're also very dangerous for brain health and other brain-related issues. So filtered water is amazing. Now, on the topic of water, if you have never read the book written by Dr. Emoto about his water experiments, I highly recommend that you go online and find it and buy it. He talks about how when you write positive words on glasses of water, and it has to be glass, clear glass, that the water takes on a very crystalline, like snowflake pattern when you look at it under a microscope. But if words of hate or anger are written on the glass, those, the water molecules actually look morphed under a microscope. They look terrible. So start writing positive words on your water bottles. You can even actually buy water bottles that have positive words. But I highly recommend that you read the book because he goes into detail of how he did this, and it's fascinating. But water is so critical, and that we have healthy water because 70% of our body is water. The next thing is eating whole foods. So I always say that means nothing from a bag, a box, or a drive-in window. These need to be whole foods where you look at them and you know exactly what they are. They come from nature. Organic is better. But when it comes to immune health, eating less animal products is going to be important because animal products are being found with high levels of dioxin, like in meat and fish, milk, eggs, and butter. And dioxins will harm your immune system. So plant-based foods are really excellent. Organic is even better. Fermented food is awesome and is something that in the West, we really don't do that. But Eastern cultures ferment their food, and then we wonder why they have such low rates of cancer. So fermented food is awesome. Good sleep. This is important because if you are not getting good, solid, restful sleep throughout the night where you go into your REM cycle, then that'll impact your immune system and start to wear it down. Maintaining a healthy weight is important for a healthy immune system. Staying away from sick people and washing your hands frequently is important. Detoxing your environment, so getting rid of toxic cleaners, getting rid of toxic candles and plug-ins and aerosol sprays, toxic laundry, because when you are using toxic laundry detergent and then you go to bed, you are smelling that bedding, just like the photo of the gal on the screen. You are smelling it. And that is being taken into your system each night. So it's important to use all natural plant-based cleaners. And while I'm not necessarily going to talk about it in this presentation, what I love is the entire line of cleaners from Young Living, and it's the Thieves cleaners. You can get household cleaner, hand soap, laundry soap, dishwasher powder, because this is how you're going to detox your environment. You also need to avoid smoking. Smoking is going to really suppress your immune system. You need to start infusing yourself with antioxidants. I mentioned before that when we can infuse our body or infuse our cells with oxygen, we're going to feel better. We're going to be healthier because when cells are starved for oxygen, that's when disease sets in. So using essential oils actually infuses your cells with oxygen and it oxygenates them. But you can also take antioxidants. Vitamins and minerals are critical. for your immune system, especially zinc. Enzymes are really needed. Even if you eat good, clean, organic food, there is no need to take a vitamin pill if you take enzymes. I have heard that repeatedly from doctors, that if we eat good food, we don't need a vitamin supplement if we are taking enzymes, because enzymes help us break down the food in our body so that we absorb it. Now, pasteurized food removes enzymes. So taking an enzyme capsule, and Young Living has some of the best enzymes on the market. You have so many that you can choose from, but it's going to help you with immune health. And there's different types of enzymes that, depending on what you eat, will help you decide which enzyme you need. So the enzyme amylase breaks down carbs into sugar. The enzyme lipase breaks down fat, like butter, into fatty acids. Protease breaks down proteins into amino acids. Invertase breaks down carbs and actually splits the sucrose molecule into glucose and fructose for energy. Glucoamylase breaks off a glucose molecule so that you can use that for energy. And then phytase breaks down grains, legumes, seeds, and corn. So especially if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you want to get an enzyme that has phytase in it so that you can break down those vegetarian foods. You'll also want to minimize stress, because when you're stressed out, that will negatively impact your immune system. I highly recommend everyone get a raindrop done to them. Now, what's a raindrop? This is a specialized technique using about 10 Young Living essential oils that are literally dripped down your back. They're put on your feet, and it's a very special type of massage. But it contains oregano, thyme, and basil, which are all immune response oils. So this is a really great thing to do. And if you don't have a raindrop practitioner in your area, you can just go online and Google how to do a raindrop on yourself, and you're going to find the charts. You can just put the oils up and down your back or on the bottom of your feet. This is something that I like to do every Sunday night as a treat, and especially going into winter, I'm going to ramp this up even more. And then the last thing is to heal your heart. Now, why is that a lifestyle recommendation when it comes to the immune system? Immune deficiencies energetically lie in the heart chakra. So if you have not processed grief or sorrow or sadness or unforgiveness or resentment, process that so that you will then not have these immune deficiencies which are hanging out in your heart chakra. Isn't that fascinating? I find that fascinating. All right, so I'm going to go and start diving into some Young Living products. And if you're not familiar with Young Living, the most amazing thing about this company is that we have our own farms. I believe at this point we have 15 farms worldwide, and 100% of our essential oils come from our farms, our partner farms, our co-op farms. We plant, we cultivate, we harvest these botanicals all on our own. We distill them and we bottle them and we get them right into your hands. We make sure that you are getting the best, purest oils, because even when you see another oil that's labeled pure, it doesn't mean that it is pure. But the Young Living oils are so pure that you can drink them. And what I always like to say is that no one essential oil or one supplement is going to correct the body. I just had this conversation with someone yesterday. When you feed the body what it is asking for, your body knows what to do. So I always tell people, it doesn't matter how you use the oils. It doesn't matter if you smell them, if you topically apply, or if you ingest them. The oils know what to do and how to do it. So just intuitively work with the oils and stop thinking, how many drops, how often do I need to take it? Where do I need to apply these? just use them, because there really is no possible way to overdose on these unless you're going to drink like 5 bottles of essential oils, which nobody does that. That's just ridiculous. So I like to start each of the body system classes with the core basics. These core basics I recommend for every single body system. If we took these 5 core basics every single day, you would be amazed at what happens to your body. Ningxia Red has over 30,000 of the ORAC. This is the antioxidant scale. Over 30,000. This is a high antioxidant drink. It's a whole nutrient drink. It is all about natural energy, because when you have low energy, that likely means a compromised immune system. So this is what you drink for a full functioning immune system. And I tell people, drink 2 ounces a day. When you first start it, drink 4 ounces a day. So you're going to go through a bottle a week for the first month, but drink 4 ounces, because you'll really then start to feel what Ningxia Red does for the body. And then you can taper off after a month and just drink 2 ounces a day. But this is something that I drink every day. I've drank it every day for at least 4 years, maybe 4.5 years. My cats drink it. My 80-year-old father, who still works full-time, he drinks it. This is an amazing immune support drink, packed with antioxidants. Master Formula. Well, this is our master multivitamin, multimineral, food-based, essential oil-based supplement. It has everything in it to make sure that your immune system is really supported and working in a healthy way for you. Mineral Essence is amazing, because doctors are now recognizing that the root of all illness can be found in a couple of things. One is inflammation, but the second thing is lack of minerals. Even if we eat a really awesome plant-based diet, our earth and our soil is getting depleted of minerals. So Mineral Essence has over 60 trace minerals in it. Now, it's a combination of cinnamon and peppermint, which really doesn't taste that great together. Our minerals come from below Salt Lake, in Salt Lake City. And so these are not ocean minerals, these are lake minerals. And what I like to do is put it in a small glass of water. You're going to put a couple of dropperfuls of the Mineral Essence in, drink it like a shot, and then immediately chase it with Ningxia Red, because it really doesn't taste good, but gosh, is it good for you. Omega Gize. This has DHA and EPA, which have been studied for immune response. We need the omegas in our body because they are really beneficial for a proper immune response. And then multigreens. So multigreens is something that I recently started up again. For a year or so I wasn't taking it, and I have no answer why. But I started up about 2 months ago, and the first thing that I noticed was really good energy. And energy is something that I have historically struggled with. And multigreens is giving me great energy, but at the same time, it's keeping my immune system strong because it has seaweed in it. And seaweed digests radiation. Isn't that fascinating? So, I mean, we're exposed to radiation all day long just by living as a human here on Earth. So these 5 products together do amazing things for the body, and they work synergistically together, and they're packed with essential oils, which our cells love, and it's going to oxygenate our cells. So let's go on to some additional supplements that are very specific to immune support and maintaining a healthy immune system. So inner defense, oh my word, is this awesome. This reinforces the body to have a well-functioning immune system. It actually creates an unfriendly environment for yeast and fungus. It promotes healthy respiratory function. It doesn't have any carrageenan in it, which carrageenan seems to be in so much lately, and it's not good for you. It has oregano, thyme, lemongrass, and thieves. I'm going to talk about these in the next slide. that are all very powerful for immune support. It does have fish gelatin and beeswax, so while it's vegetarian, it's not a vegan product. It has coconut oil in it. This is what I take when I am getting ready to do a lot of travel, which I'm actually in the middle of. I'm actually nearing the end of 7 trips in 7 weeks. I have 2 more to go. And I take Ningxia Red and Inner Defense because I'm on a lot of airplanes, and Inner Defense is awesome. It really gets your immune system super powered and puts a shield up and really will protect you. This is a great thing to take going into winter. ImmuPro, this is a great supplement. It's a chewable. It actually tastes pretty good. And this one is packed with essential oils that are there to support a healthy functioning immune system. Life 9 is a probiotic because, like I mentioned, 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So we need a good probiotic in our system. This is really good to take with food at dinner time, but not with the enzymes. You're going to wait about an hour to take your enzymes. Get your probiotic in first. But you also should be considering a prebiotic. Now, Ningxia Red does have some prebiotics and does have enzymes in it, but now we have the new KidSense Mighty Pro. This is just not for kids. This tastes like a pixie stick. That candy, it tastes amazing. It's a powder. You just put it in your mouth and absorb it and swallow it, but it has pre and probiotic because the probiotics need food to feed off of, and that's what the prebiotic is. So if you've taken probiotics in the past and felt nothing or actually felt worse, try Mighty Pro because your probiotic probably just needed the right food for it to feed off of so that it could multiply and grow. And then the last product is PowerGize. PowerGize was originally created for men. It is totally safe for women to take. It's really about strengthening the body, especially from the musculoskeletal perspective. But this product contains ashwagandha. And I think it's the only Young Living product that does contain ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an immune support supplement. It's an amazing immune support herb. You've got to Google ashwagandha. It is amazing. You'll get it in PowerGize. Now, I talked about enzymes, so I want to go specifically through enzymes because you're probably wondering, well, gosh, Allie, which one do I take? So let's start with Essential Zyme. Essential Zyme supports the pancreas where enzymes are created. So this is just a good across-the-board enzyme for everyone to take no matter what your diet is. Essential Zyme 4 has 2 different capsules in it. What this does is it breaks down protein and fiber because most enzymes can't break down fiber, and it breaks down carbs. So this is good for meat eaters, vegetarians, people with high fiber diets. The white capsule is a delayed release. So this is for protein, animal protein. The yellow capsule is for immediate release. This is for vegetables and fiber. This is what you want to use when you eat a big meal. And if you don't eat animal protein, you don't have to take the white capsule. You can just take the yellow. And give the white capsule to one of your animal meat eating friends so that it's not wasted. But this is a multi-purpose enzyme that's really going to help, and you do want to take it with your biggest meal of the day. Detoxzyme, this is a vegan product, and it's really good for people who are vegetarian and vegan because it has phytase in it to break down nuts and seeds and grains. Because a lot of times we don't absorb those. I remember, about 10 years ago, I was treating with a nutritionist, and she had me soak all my nuts because she said, if you just eat nuts like almonds out of a bag, you're getting nothing. The outer coating needs to break down so that you can then absorb all the nutrients that are in the almond. You have to do the same thing with rice and grains. Well, Detoxzyme will help you with that. Allerzyme is a vegetarian product and is really, really good if you are sensitive to certain foods. It's really good if you eat a high carbohydrate diet, if you eat a lot of pasta. This is what you want to take if you know you're going to eat something that you shouldn't eat, like pizza or pasta, or this big Thanksgiving dinner that's coming up at the end of this month. Allerzyme is a good one to take if you're sensitive. And then for kids, we have Mightyzyme. Now, adults can take it, but this is vegetarian and it acts a lot like Essential Zyme 4, where it breaks down proteins and carbs and fats. So this is a really good one for kids to take to start making sure that they have good gut health and good immune health. And now let's go to the oils. So here are some of my favorite immune support essential oils. Now I've listed several of the Vitality oils. The Vitality oils are specifically labeled for ingestion and dietary use. Not every oil company has that, but we have quite a few of those. But we also have the equivalent bottles of thieves, oregano, thyme, and frankincense that comes in a colored label. The colored label is primarily for topical application and diffusing, but it's the same oil. Young Living just complies with FDA regulations and puts the appropriate label on when we can ingest an oil. So if you have a colored labeled version of thieves or frankincense, it's the same oil as the Vitality. Now, Thieves is a blend with cinnamon, clove, lemon, eucalyptus, rosemary. Clove has the highest ORAC when you look on the antioxidant scale, over 1 million. I mentioned that Ningxia Red had 30,000. Clove has 1 million. Blueberries, which are often thought of as the number one antioxidant superfruit, blueberries only have 2,000. Clove has 1 million. This is what you want to use for healthy immune response. Every day from now until Easter, you need to be intaking at least 1 drop of Thieves a day. Now, how can you use it? I like to put it in warm water and I drink it like tea. You can put it in cold water. You can put it in sparkling water. You can put a drop on your tongue. You can put it in a capsule. Make sure that you're getting at least 1 drop a day, because using essential oils is like going to the gym. You have to use those muscles so that they are there when you need them. If you just use 1 drop whenever you think about it, that immune muscle is not going to be there to help you. So every day from now until Easter, 1 drop of Thieves. It also has cinnamon in it, which is also known as a healthy immune response oil. Immupower. So Immupower is just amazing. It is packed with a lot of different essential oils. It does have cumin in it, which I just do not like the smell of cumin. But this is a super powered immune supportive oil. And this one you can topically apply it. I do have a friend who diffuses it, and I think she's very special. I'm not a fan of the scent, but this is a great oil to topically apply on the bottom of your feet. Oregano. Oregano has an antioxidant ORAC value of over 15,000. Historically, this has been used as an immune system balancer, and it's a key oil in inner defense and Immupower. Thyme oil has an ORAC antioxidant level of over 15,000. Another healthy immune response oil, and really helps us to overcome fatigue and exhaustion after we've been ill. And then frankincense. Frankincense, energetically, to me, I call it the life force energy oil. This will keep your life force energy strong and healthy. This is a really powerful oil to use. I like to use it at night. I put it on my forehead. It helps me calm and kind of shut down the to-do list in my brain so I can have a good night's sleep. And gee, if that helps support my immune system at the same time, count me in. Now I want to give you my very, very special oil and how I like to use it for supporting my immune system. You're going to think I'm crazy, but I swear this works. Exodus 2. If you are not familiar with Exodus 2, I highly recommend you check it out. It is packed with biblical oils. I take one drop, I put a drop on both ends of a Q-tip, and I swab the inside of my nose. If you have most of your immune response in your nose or in your sinuses, like with me, if I'm starting to go downhill and not feeling well, I'm going to feel it in my sinuses first. That is always my clue. Some people feel it elsewhere in their body. But if you are somebody whose immune system is really sensitive in your sinuses, and that's where you get your first warning, this is what you want to do. Swab your nasal passage with Exodus. Now, I used to use thieves, and boy, does that burn like you wouldn't believe. I swear I would see my dead grandmother when I would swab with thieves. And you certainly can do that. Exodus is milder, has a lot of the similar oils. It has a lot of ancient oils in it. And we know back in the day in ancient civilization, this is what they used to help. And so it sounds weird. I know it sounds crazy, but if this is something that you struggle with, you got to try it. It's amazing. All right, so that is the end of the presentation. And if you are not in Young Living and this intrigues you, I would highly recommend that you get started with your premium starter kit. These oils are going to help you through winter. They're going to keep your body, your emotions, your mental state, your spiritual state strong and thriving. You'll get a 24% discount because when you get a kit, you get a wholesale account. You know, please enroll with the person who invited you to watch this. If I invited you, you're welcome to enroll under me because you'll get on my private Facebook page for my team. You'll get free trainings, free educational materials. There's my member number if you want to get started. But if you're already in Young Living, I love making sure that everyone has whatever information that they need. So feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Like I mentioned at the beginning, all of my online classes, of which I have 90 that are on YouTube, including this entire series so far, they're all on my YouTube page. Just look for the playlist, Essential Oils, and you're going to find everything there. So I haven't seen any questions come in. I did see a comment on what I shared about the heart chakra was new and very amazing, but makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Isn't that amazing? It's just fascinating, but I think we all know that emotions, if they are not dealt with, they will show up physically as a physical manifestation of some illness or ache or pain, because what a better way to get our attention than to manifest that way. So we really got to work on our emotions, and that'll help with our immune response. All right, everybody, thanks for joining in, and I will be sure to send you a recording. And if you're listening to the recording, thanks for listening. And be sure to tune in next month, the first Thursday in December. I do not remember the date, but it's the first Thursday in December at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's the final webinar of this year-long series, and we're going to be talking about the respiratory system. Take care, everybody.